Now let us move towards the next property. Okay, so the next is, it is B, I hope, yeah, doesn't matter, B, C, D and E. Okay, so what this property is saying is, if two or more columns are equal, then the determinant is equal to 0. Yeah, so you can say this is one trick in order to find the determinant. Some of you might know it. Suppose the question is asked, find the determinant of, let us say, yeah, let me use this notation, find the determinant of 1 2 3 0 4 6, and let us say 1 2 3 once again. So what will be determinant of this? Now the smart student will see that the first row and the third row is same. Now whenever this thing happens, now this result is not only true for columns, it is also true for rows. Means if you are finding certain determinant and if you see that certain rows or certain columns are equal, then that determinant is always equal to 0. That is the meaning of this note. Moving towards next one. Next is saying that determinant of identity matrix is 1. So I will not go in details there. Now this is important. Now what is this property saying is, if two columns or rows are interchanged, then determinant changes the sign. Now we have seen few examples before this. Let us try to explore it. Now our A matrix was 1 2 3 4 and we found out the determinant, and the determinant of A is minus 2. Now what is this property is saying that if we interchange either two rows or two columns, then the determinant changes the sign. Let me say, suppose our matrix B is 2 4 and 1 3. So what we have done here is simply we have interchanged the first column and second column. Okay, this result is also true for rows, as I have told you. So now what will happen is the determinant will change the sign. So what will be the determinant in this case? I think this determinant is minus 2. Determinant of A is minus 2, and if you find the determinant of B, you can see that it is nothing but 2. Now why this has happened? Because simply we have interchanged the first column and second column over here, right? So this is the meaning of this property, and this property is very useful, remember. Now suppose, let us say our matrix is having 3 rows, and suppose we are interchanging first and second row, as well as we are interchanging second and third row. So if we interchange first row and second row, determinant will change the sign. Again further, we will suppose interchange the second and third row, again the determinant will change the sign. So whenever you interchange the rows or columns, let us say, remember that determinant changes the sign. Okay, you can verify this property by taking your own examples. You will really enjoy it. Now moving towards the next property, if one adds scalar multiple of one column to the other, then the value of the determinant does not change. This is a very important property, and this property is helpful, you will not believe, in solving many examples in competitive exams, because a bigger matrix will be given to you and they will ask you to find the determinant. But finding determinant of 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 matrix is easy. But what about finding the determinant of some bigger matrix like 4 by 4 matrix, 5 by 5 matrix? It becomes really difficult. Okay, but this property simplifies that. So let us try to understand what is the meaning. So if one adds scalar multiple of one column to the other, then the value of the determinants does not change. What is the meaning of this? So this is our original matrix, that is A1, A2 are the column vectors of the matrix A. Now what is done is, the scalar multiple of second column is added to the first column. As you can see, the scalar multiple of second column is nothing but x multiplied by A2, and that has been added to the first column. So performing such type of operations does not change the value of the determinant. But what is the meaning of this property exactly in terms of our row operation, in terms of our row operations or the column operations? The meaning is, in other words, if we perform the elementary row operations of the type Ri plus k times Rj, or by performing the column operations of the type Ci plus k times Cj, the value of the determinant does not change, and remember that k is a non-zero scalar. Now what is the meaning of this? Meaning in the sense, meaning is easy to understand, but we are going to explore many examples later on while discussing examples on Laplace expansion. So here just let me explain you with a simple example. Suppose my matrix is, let us say, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 8 9. Now we already know that determinant of this matrix is equal to 0. Now what happens is, sometimes a bigger matrix is given to us and finding the determinant of that matrix is really difficult. So what do is, we try to make some entries of this matrix to be 0 by performing such type of row operations, either Ri plus k times Rj, or maybe column operations of the type Ci plus k times Cj. So these operations does not change the value of the determinant. So if by performing operations such as Ri plus k times Rj, if we are able to make let us say 2 entries in some row or some column to be 0. Suppose I made this entry as 0 and this entry as 0. This is just an example. By performing some elementary row operations of this type or column operations of this type, then you can see that since there are 2 zeros in first column. Now as we have seen Laplace expansion, so according to the Laplace expansion, we can find determinant by using any row or any column, and we generally choose that row and that column which has maximum number of zeros. So over here you can see that the first column is containing 2 zeros, so it will be easier for us to find determinant by using first column, okay, because first column is containing 2 zeros. And sometimes it may happen that we may get a bigger matrix, let us say, and it may have some 3 zeros in some certain row. Let me give an example. Let us say 0 1 3 4 9 0 7 0 yeah 2 9 7 3 minus 1 4 5 and 6. Now if you see this particular matrix, this is a 4 by 4 which is a bigger matrix, so finding determinant of this is going to be challenging. But if one is knowing Laplace expansion, he can easily do it. How he can do it? You can see that in the second row there are 3 zeros, so finding determinant with the help of second row is going to be easier. But sometimes there may not be any zeros over here. It may be, let us say, 5, it may be 1 and it may be 3. Now how to proceed in this case, because finding determinant of this big matrix is going to be challenging. Again we are having a solution. You can see that this entry is 1, right? So with the help of this entry we can make this as 0, even we can make this as 0, and we can make this as 0. We have already studied it in echelon form, right? How to do it. Now once we make all these entries to be 0, obviously these entries will change as we are performing some elementary row operations. But since these 3 entries are 0, now it will be easier to find the determinant by using the first column, right? But just take a note, how to make these 3 entries as 0? By performing these operations only. You cannot multiply certain row by some scalar. Let us say 2 multiplied by R2, this operation is not allowed. Remember which operations you have to perform? Operations of the type Ri plus k times Rj only. Let me give an example, 5 2 minus 1, let us say. So what operation I will perform? R2 minus 5 times R1, that will make this entry as 0. Then I will perform R3 minus 2 times R1, this will be 0, and I will perform R4 plus R1, this will be 0. And according to this property, since we are performing such type of row operations, the value of the determinant will not change, isn't it? Okay. So, and you can see that whatever operations we are performing, they are of this type only. I am choosing some values of I, j and k over here. So that's all about how beautiful this determinant properties can be to actually find the determinant in a much easier way. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.